Welcome to Embodied Alchemy with me, Rebecca Wilson, an embodied experiential space for you to drop deep into the wealth of wisdom within your being and activate a fuller, richer you. I am an embodied business coach, embodiment queen, sacred business midwife, and alchemist. I will help you birth your visions and sacred business into the world from an easeful, embodied, and rooted space within. So you can be who you are here to be, create what you are here to create, and activate the wealth of energy that is you. I will activate you into self-leadership, self-mastery to create your legacy on earth. Welcome on the journey, my love. Hello and welcome back to another journey, another episode of Embodied Alchemy. Today's exploration, I really wanted to invite you on a journey deep into the body. On a journey where we can share together everything that moves and arrives when we sink and root into our body. If you've been following me or journeyed with me in any way at all, you will know that my love for the body and for the alchemy and transformation that is available and that arrives for you through our physical body and being is where my magic lives. It's my space. It's what I love. It just makes so much sense inside of my being, inside of my body. And so the journey that I invite you on today is this exploration from within the body and the being. And we explore through the body and the being a topic I like to call somatic scaling. Somatic scaling and somatic sales. Selling and scaling in your business is a somatic experience. And somatic is body-led. And when we scale and expand in our creations, in our conscious embodied business, we do so through the body, through the being, through our internal energy and our internalized patterns and beliefs and systems. They all live within. They live as contractions and closures and withdrawals and energies and tightenings and distortions within our body, within our energy body and our emotional body that withdraw us or keep us back from really expanding and stepping forward into that next level of whatever it is we desire to create, manifest, and birth into the world. Somatic experiencing is an expression of motion and movement, a feeling in the physical body. And as we scale and grow in our lives, in our purpose, in our vision, in our business, we scale in a way that calls us to grow and expand. It's an up-leveling. Maybe this is widening your reach, expanding your vision, growing your audience, growing and expanding your business and wealth, the offerings that you create and share with your community and the world. And in turn, that expansion and expanding process is birthed from within your body, within your belief systems and within your energy. Yeah, there is an expansion required in the mind, But these limitations that we hold on to that hold us back from scaling and expanding and growing, they don't live so much in the mind. They're not deeply rooted there. They exist in the body, in the nervous system, in our energetics, and in our emotional field. And this can also live in our business when we find a pivot, when we feel the calling to welcome in a team, a support. That is a huge expansion that arrived for myself in the past couple of years. And it really asked of me, this process, to expand my capacity within my body somatically. My mind was very clear on bringing in team members. It felt like a done deal, but my body and my energy and my nervous system needed this inner guidance, this somatic experiencing to be able to feel my capacity to hold more. And very often with the women that I work with, I've noticed there is deep desires that arrive to scale their business, to grow, to expand in their team, to maybe hold more containers that have more clients in, to bring in more clients, grow audience, bigger groups, spaces, bigger step out into the world. And maybe that's scaling and expanding your reach, your voice on your social media platforms, your visibility, rebranding, creating a new website, maybe even expanding out, creating a podcast, writing in articles. But all of these processes require a stretch, an internal stretch. Yes, in the mind, but also in the body. A stretch beyond the current shape that you energetically, emotionally, and physically hold. Because the current shape that we exist in holds the frequency that we're currently at. And there will be some tensions, some binds, some limitations within our energetic field, within our emotional body and the nervous system that withhold or hold us back from or keep us bound in that particular frequency or shape. Most likely because we've found a ground of feeling safe there or comfortable. But when we can feel that desire that rises to expand, to scale, to up level, to become bigger, bolder, brighter, more visible, more reachable, all of that is deeply rooted in the beliefs that live within. The stories and narratives we've placed around ourselves and our own worthiness, our own ability, and how available that next level is for us. And usually those stories come into play to keep us bound in our current state and our current reality. Because, as I've mentioned, we found some ground of safety and security there. We found some level of comfort. And so when we begin to step into those spaces of scaling and growing, we meet the edge of discomfort once again, because we meet this place often on our journey of evolution. And we're met with a choice. Do we stretch and move through the discomfort to the next level, the next layer? Or do we stay bound in our current shape and reality, in our current form, and stay with the space within that feels most comfortable? And so often, what I have experienced in myself and witnessed in hundreds of women is once that desire comes online, that calling to level up, step up, grow, expand, it becomes deeply activated within. It's a knocking on a door that does not stop. It's a part of your soul that's speaking to you. It's time to grow. It's time to expand in mission, in purpose, in vision, message, clarity, your voice, for a bigger reach, to support and guide more people on their journey. It's your soul saying that your work here is so important and so needed, and we're ready to take it to the next place. Where can we go from here? And what we must prepare within this calling, within this activation, is the body and our nervous system, so that we are able to sustainably, with more ease and more grace and more gentleness, grow, stretch, and expand in our vision, our voice, our mission, our purpose, our creations. And in that internal expansion, we are able to hold more of ourself, more of our greatness, more of the fullness that is here calling you to step into. The part of you that's asking you to remember your power, your radiance, your magnetism. And in doing so, we're able to hold more in our external field too. More of that which the desire is asking for. More wealth, more visibility, more prosperity and abundance, more pleasure, more love, more connection, a bigger community and audience, a greater reach. And so here is where somatic scaling practices, processes, and experiences arrive to support. Because if we try to only scale the business and your evolution and growth from the mind, your body, your energy field, your emotional body, and your belief systems have not taken that journey of stretching and expanding also to hold this new level, this higher capacity. So this is where we can often find cycles within our evolution, within our creative processes and businesses, where we arrive into a huge stretch and expansion. It can often then feel daunting, overwhelming, or triggering for the nervous system, because the beliefs inside are still saying, we don't deserve this, we're not worthy of this, we don't know how to hold this is scary, I don't want to be seen this way, it's all too much. Maybe a trauma response or old traumas are ignited and revisited and awoken. The body can go into fight, flight, or freeze at that expanded space. And so what our unconscious and subconscious will do is it will snap back to its original shape as quickly as possible. It will contract back in because it expanded to a place that it hadn't been prepared for, and it recognized it didn't feel safe there. We didn't feel safe there. The little parts of us, the parts of us that still hold these stories. And so the journey of expansion becomes more of this exaggerated polarity. Big openings followed by huge closings over and over again, triggering and possibly re-traumatizing the nervous system, possibly sending the body into disassociation, freezing, fawning, running away, or going into a complete state of inaction through the fear of feeling that lack of safety or lack of ground in that expanded space you've touched and journeyed into. And this process isn't really scaling, because scaling is a moving upwards step by step. Sustainable scaling is that. And when we just bounce from one extreme to the other, It is very exhausting on our energy and on our being, and also plays into the pattern, the belief, the story that it's not for you, or you're not deserving of or worthy of anyway, because you went there and it didn't feel good or safe, so you contracted back. So we can journey between and in these opposites, in the polarities, in a more neutral and grounded way, in a conscious way, through embodied somatic experiencing. So as we journey with this, and the space that I hold for women to explore and journey in this process and practice, is we begin to bring in to the body, into the felt experience, the solid ground, the anchors and the roots that they personally need to feel safe. We first recognize and acknowledge the current energetic state of the being, the current belief systems and limitations that are at play. And then we also begin to explore the desire of where they would like to grow into, to scale, to expand. And we hold these two polarities, these two extremes in some cases, in the field of the body, in our awareness. And then we begin to explore what currently feels safe and what feels unsafe. And with that awareness and with that felt experience in the body, we explore the opposites, the polarities, what currently feels safe, what feels like a stretch, what feels deeply unsafe. The body will always tell us. The body is wise. And then we begin to explore, here, this point is my point of safety. This, which I desire, maybe that is to hold an Instagram live. Maybe that is to write a post and put a call to action on it. Maybe that is to create a podcast or birth a new container. And we explore what lives between those two steps. The place of complete safety here now, in the current shape, reality, form, and that stretch that we've explored and woven into the field of consciousness. As we move through the body in a somatic and embodied way, all of the fears, worries, limitations, imprints, patterns, and beliefs that live within those two steps, those two places, begin to rise. And it is through this somatic experiencing of the body that we stretch through beyond the current locked in, this is where I'm safe, into the stretch, the next edge, whilst continually calming and soothing the nervous system, letting the inner world and your body and your energy and your emotional body know that this is safe. You can stretch, you can grow, you can scale, you can expand here through sense, through sensory, somatic experiencing in a sustainable way. And when we find that edge of that stretch, we hold that pose, we hold that shape, we hold that new place. And this is a stretch. This is a new edge that's met. But as we've moved through all of the limitations that have lived between where we are and where we're moving to, we're better able to soften, to relax, and to hold this new shape. Maybe it's more wealth, more pleasure in the body, more love. Maybe it's holding the feeling of becoming more visible. And the points of the body that want to contract, the stories, the beliefs of, no, I'm not good enough, this isn't safe, we soothe and calm them with energetic transmissions, energy healing. until we integrate at that new space, that new level. It becomes the new normal, the new safe place. And through some space and time of integrating that, we then are able to meet the next step of the scale. Where do we go from here? And we move through the same process. We stretch, we expand, we grow, we move through the blocks and limitations until we can embody and hold and anchor that next level. And often I experience and witness this journey as the first step of scaling is writing a post and sharing it on a newsletter or a social media platform. And then that becomes so normal because it's been integrated in this somatic emotional experience that it isn't even a contraction anymore. So then we step into the next space. Maybe it is then holding an Instagram live or writing a blog post or being a guest on a podcast. We stretch, we move, we expand, we somatically, sensory, bring that scaling through the body. And then that becomes the new normal. That is able to be delivered with ease and flow. It gets to be fun and joyful because safety is ground there. And this is the journey of sustainable somatic scaling in evolution, in creation and business. We work and journey through all of the limitations and fears and shadows and disbeliefs that come up. We alchemize, we transform, we stretch, open, expand, and find a new energetic, emotional shape, a new frequency, and we hold it. We hold it, we ground it, we anchor it, whilst soothing the body and the nervous system until that new frequency shape becomes integrated into your new normal. And then we find the next step, and so on, a sustainable scaling. And this is the way that we scale through the body, through feeling, through sensory, somatic experiencing. We scale, grow, expand through the body, the energy body, the emotional body, through the internal system. We move beyond the limiting beliefs and get to rewrite the new normal, the new safety through the body in a somatic way. The key in this process is often the stretching and opening from the contractions that we live or once lived in to reform the shape of our consciousness, and the integration that happens when we give some space and time for the nervous system and the internal system to catch up with our external world. And the key piece here is allowing that space and time for everything to realign and to integrate, to find that new ground of steady, safe consistency in the process of unraveling, rewriting, recoding, and reprinting through the felt experience of the body. Alchemizing the wound, the shadow, the contraction, the beliefs, the emotions that were once held in, and transforming them into new belief, new story, and new narrative. That we're able to ground and root, anchor into ourselves, our bodies, nervous systems, energy, so we are better aligned, better able to receive and welcome in the growth in business, work, creation, money, wealth, pleasure, visibility, and anything else that you desire to expand into. And when we process and journey in this way, it's somatic, it's experienced from within, and it allows a sustainable way to expand and grow, activate and align to your deepest desires. When it's sustainable, it's steady and grounded and rooted and safe. And most often, it's the quickest route. Sustainability is what our bodies call for. And within this process, there are always expansions and contractions and waves of emotion. But when the process of expansion and scaling is held in this way, we're better able to nurture and hold the contractions when they arrive in softness and gentleness, and ease them into opening once again. And somatic scaling, somatic processing is a practice and a journey that I guide so many women on. This is deeply rooted into all of my work. We journey this in my one-to-one embodied business alchemy containers, my embodied business alchemy group immersion, which is launching and beginning the 8th of September. And I am now opening the doors and inviting women into that space. And we will also explore this somatic scaling and sales in an upcoming masterclass, which will be held on the 16th of August. All the links to the containers above will be in the show notes. The embodied alchemy and somatic experiencing lives at the core of my work. It is my speciality. It is what I am here to do, to support women to expand through the body, to create through the body, to hold more of all of their desires: wealth, pleasure, power, creativity, abundance. I support the recoding and rewriting from within the tapestry of the body through a reweaving in a sustainable way. Expansion and growth are available. And the sustainability is a gift that we can give our nervous systems and bodies so that you can really, truly step into what you are here to do and who you are here to be. So I welcome you into one of the containers that I am currently holding, on a journey into the body, through the body, to truly inhabit, to anchor and to ground into your being, your deepest desires, in a ground of safety, so you can activate expansion from within, so that you can step into what you are here to create, share, do, and be in this world. So that you're able to hold more within yourself, within your life, your relationships, your business, your team, but ultimately so you can hold more of you, because everything is created from within your internal world and reality. All the links to the containers that are active and alive and ready for you to step into are in the show notes. So beautiful to be together. And I look forward to sharing with you again soon. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you loved this musing and sharing, I would love for you to share this episode far and wide. You can arrive into all of my offerings at rebecca-wilson.com. Links to dive deeper with me are in the episode notes. Remember, my love, you are here to be the fullest, most potent, powerful, embodied version of you. I am here to guide you into that.